What's going on? Born for sports. Salute to New York Knicks Nation. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button. Let the algorithm know we are in the building. Knicks Nation, we got a lot to talk about, and it's not going to be pretty tonight. We got a lot to talk about tonight. So I'm going to need Knicks Nation to come to the stage. Let us know your thoughts on tonight's game and what's going on in Nickland and where we are feeling about this team currently as we stand at the end of towards the season, getting ready for playoff time. And then for those that are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to Born for Sports. Well, it was ugly tonight, y'all. It was ugly. It's nothing good to really talk about with this game tonight, but we're going to talk about tonight's game, but we're going to also talk about not just tonight's game, but where this Knicks team is heading and the continued issues that this team is having right now, trying to perform on a consistent, I'm going to stress this enough, consistent high level that you want to see of a team with championship aspirations coming into the season, during the season, middle of the season, and now finally towards the end of the regular season, heading into the playoffs. And the way this inconsistency that's been going on has been going on for way too long. It's been far overdue that this gets rectified, and it looks like this team just isn't ready right now to compete for championships the way they're playing. This is the time of year you want to be, in your bag. You want to be having things situated with the coaching staff, with the players adjusted to the coaches adjusted to what the players are doing well. Everything. You want to be hitting on all cylinders. This is it, y'all. We're going into it. We're going into it right now, and the Knicks continue to have these games where they just look like they're either uninterested or they're not believing in what they're supposed to be doing, and that's a problem for me, a big problem for me, and for Knicks Nation out there. We're at the point of the season where we cannot ignore what is going on anymore. We just can't. We can't. We can't keep hoping it's going to get better. We can't keep hoping, the switch is going to go off any minute. We're past that now. We're past that. It's time to get it done. It's time to get on go time. We're supposed to be clicking on all cylinders, and we are far from that. And I want to bring in my guy, T, OG Knicks fan, my fellow OG Knicks fan brother. Welcome back to the show, my brother. Good to see you. I know you made a little appearance last week and stuff, but it's good to see you in the flesh, my brother.
All good. Just happy to be here, man. Just want to, release some frustrations and tension with everything that's going on. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I don't know, man. This team get together. You can hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, loud and clear, bro.
Okay, yeah, we need to get our shit together. Not now, but right now.
Right now.
Playoffs is like what? A week and a half away?
Yeah.
How many games you got left? 6 games?
Probably like 6, 7, right?
They need to.
Let me double check.
Right now, I think if Cleveland wins tonight, I think we'll be the 4th seed.
Yeah, I think we'll be tied up.
I don't know,
right? Yeah,
I think we'll be tied. So I don't know the tiebreaker or not, but yeah, man, we got to get together. There's no reason why. Something's going on. I mean, go ahead.
6 games left. It's 6 games left officially. 6 games left. And, tomorrow we have another game, a back-to-back in Memphis. We got to play in Memphis. This team just got to get this shit together. Go ahead, bro. What'd you say?
And the starters was in like 3 minutes ago, up 20.
Yeah.
Like, why are they in the game? We got a game tomorrow, right? Now, if this is the other coach, all hell would have been broken loose.
Talk about it.
all hell with it, bro. I don't hear nobody talking shit about what he just did.
Yeah.
The game is gone. I mean, I would have pulled the starters out at 4 minutes. And we got a game tomorrow. Where's the outrage?
No fucking sense.
Big outrage. The selective outrage when it comes to Mike Brown. Fuck that.
Yep.
Like, I'm going off.
Yeah.
You know
we gotta have these conversations tonight, bro.
We need that same fucking energy. Keep it a buck. Bring that same energy that you had towards the other coach towards this coach now. Why is the team in? We got a game tomorrow. We've been losing pretty much the whole game. The whole game we've been losing. The whole game. Right? Why the starters is still in the freaking game and we're down 20? That makes no sense whatsoever. And then you're gonna bring them in with a little bit under a minute left? Bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Telling you, this team, if they don't make it off, he's out of here. I don't care what anybody says. He got to go. What's the sense of us bringing a coach for?
Well, I think clearly we are finding out. Yeah. Go finish your point, T. Go ahead, man. You go on, baby. Good. Go on, baby. I want to hear this. Go ahead. Let's go.
Yo, what's the point? Everybody was preaching, right, last year. Oh, you know what? We want to switch to the offense. There's too much ISO Brunson. There's too much this. He's not getting up. We need more ball movement, player movement. Okay, so what's happening this year? The offense doesn't looks the same as it does. Matter of fact, the offense looks the same, but it's also different because you know what? They're not working well with. They're not getting Towns more involved, right? There's more pick and roll, pick and pop action with Towns last year. Right, absolutely. And you barely see that. You saw it a little bit after the All-Star break, but they have gone away from it. You get what I'm saying? There's no reason why. I mean, Towns he had more touches tonight, but even in the first quarter,
the game was already out of hand. The game was already
too late.
Out of hand.
It was already.
So you know what? I'm glad you brought that up.
You saw how he's.
Yeah. Let's get into it, bro. Let's get into these topics. That the fact that you went to the Cat situation, I'm glad you said that. So clearly, this is not working with Cat. It's just not. Okay, this system does not work well for what Cat does well, and obviously Mike Brown just doesn't have the memo that. Cat, we cannot win a championship without Cat being himself, which is a 20-plus point scoring big who gives you the double-double and is your second leading scorer behind Brunson. Now, I'm on the blame game where everybody has to share blame. I spoke about this about a month ago, maybe or so. And I said everybody has a percentage to blame, and I gave a little percentage out. I felt like sometimes Cat defers too much. Mike Brown, his system, he doesn't make too much of an effort to make sure he gets his touches on the offense. And Brunson, sometimes he just doesn't look to feed him. And I need Brunson, and I love Brunson. You love Brunson. I love him. All true Knicks fans, we love Jalen Brunson. Okay, we do. Cam clutch. I'm glad he's a Knick. He's going to go down as an all-time great Knick. But this is the issue, though.
Easily.
This is the issue, though. He has not figured out a way to blend system with team importance of Cat's role in the offense. He has not figured that out yet. And that's a problem for me. And this is the first time I could actually say that I'm looking at Brunson in a negative light right now. Now, I'm not here to say it's all on him, bro, because it's not. The main guy that I hold accountable is this coach. I'm tired of this system shit. I'm tired of hearing about the system. Well, Cat'll be fine. He's doing what he's supposed to do. No, that's not what he's supposed to do. He's doing what he's supposed to do for your system. No. He's not doing what he's supposed to do for his team's success. And the only way this team is going to become a NBA championship team the way they should is if he is involved with this. He has to be a big part of this team. Okay? Even Melo was going off about it in the post game. In the halftime report, I should say.
Oh.
I saw that clip about 10 minutes ago. I didn't even see it live because I was watching the Knicks broadcast. But I saw the comments that Melo had 10 minutes ago on Twitter about it. I mean, it's obvious to everyone's eyes, but this fucking coach, bro, I don't understand why he cannot make adjustments to his system. There's a disconnect clearly, bro. Clearly. What are your thoughts on that? Because I'm holding Mike Brown accountable, bro. And it's now a healthy 70%. It's a healthy 70% for me. Okay, maybe 75. But I have to give Brunson a little heat too. And sometimes Cat just kind of whatever, you know. But yeah, but what do you think about that, man? What are your comments on the situation?
I mean, honestly, it's not. You got to think about. All right, think about Cat for a second, right? He's coming into the situation, right? Brunson's the number one option, right? Brunson's godfather is the president of the Knicks. Brunson's father is the assistant coach.
Yes.
Then you have Brunson. Then you have Brunson's teammates, who is his friends, also his teammates from Villanova.
College.
So it's kind of like, so Cat is coming into, I know everybody wants Cat, you know, to take control and to take charge and demand it. Yeah, he's not going to come into that situation because this is not his team. You get what I'm saying? That's not, you know, he got traded here. It's not, you know, he got drafted with this team and, you know, he could demand the ball. He's not going to do that coming into this situation. People got to, you know, fans got to realize that. Well, Cat need to call for a ball more. Yes, he does call for the ball, and they don't give it to him. And then you just see him. You can watch. You can watch by his body language. He'll call for the ball, and next thing they pass to somebody, and then you know what? He'll just wait out on the wing and just look and just like
and checked out. He checks out. He checked out because he's not involved. Yeah.
He checked out. Like, he's not involved. Even like towards the end. Of halftime. Not the end of halftime, but at the end of the second quarter going into halftime. You saw the way he just walked off the floor. He made a great pass.
Yeah.
To OG Anunoby in the corner. Right? And he just like walked off and he mumbled something in the ref. And prior to that, I think it was Diawara just trying to like, you know, like give him pound away. He just kind of like, you know, you could see the frustration. Like, and it's something that's going on. You get what I mean? Like, we don't know about as fans on the outside, the public, something that's going on. And it's evident. Like, you can see it. We don't know what it is. We go all, you know, but it's so obvious, just going off of his body language. Even like today, I mean, he had, how many points he had today? He probably had.
He had over 20, but a lot of that was when the game was already
That wasn't nothing. That wasn't nothing. The game was already out of reach. You think he's going to be happy being that, you know, he got more attempts? No, he's not, because we lost. And they should have gotten the ball more.
22 points, but most of that. Yeah. How many points did he have at halftime, T? What was it, like 4 points? He had to have like 4 points, bro. He had to have like 4 points in the first half, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I think he was like 1 for 4. But it was already like, honestly, the game lost, to be honest with you. I mean, to be honest with you, the game was lost in the first quarter. That's the game right there. Second quarter, the only reason why we made that comeback, to be honest with you, was because KD was on the bench. If KD wasn't on the bench, then, you know, it would have been, forget about it, would have been a bloodbath. You know, definitely. But other than that, man, like
16-point first quarter deficit. After one quarter, we were down 16. Gave up 37 points in the first quarter. Like, you know, it's as we lost T there. I'm sure we'll get him back when he figures that part out. But yeah, you know, and as T said, the game was lost in the first quarter. You know, the Knicks 37-21, and I guarantee you, Cat had like one shot in the court, and this continues to be a problem for this team. And I'm sorry, I can't keep on ignoring that Cat and this team's offense looked more fluent last year under Tibbs. And we're figuring it out, folks. You know, coming into the season, I gave Mike Brown a shot. I said, listen, I wasn't mad that we got rid of Tibbs because I understood the reasons why they did. But I also said, if you get rid of Tibbs, you better have equal answer to that, or you better find something better. Well, guess what? They didn't find nothing better than him. Mike Brown was the consolation prize because they tried to reach out to like 6 or 8 coaches that had coaching jobs already, and they weren't realistic options. You know what I'm saying? They weren't realistic options at the time. So we're finding out now Mike Brown was basically the consolation prize. T, you there? See T trying to connect. You there, T? See if we get him back once he figures that out. But yeah, man, you know, he was basically, and there's a reason for that, why he was like the 6th, 7th, 8th option. Because the Knicks thought, this is what happened. See, this was a miscalculation, I think, on the part of you know, Leon Rose. Because Leon Rose must have thought, hey, I'll get Jason Kidd, I'll get these guys, I'll get different coaches, I'll figure something out. I'll get somebody that'll want to come running here. And teams were not willing to just let their coaches go like that. So it was a miscalculation probably on his part. But Mike Brown, who I think is a solid coach, I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He has a pretty good resume. You know, he does. But was he the right coach for a championship win or bust team? And obviously he is not showing that right now because he can't adapt to the roster and to his personnel. See, that's how you know. T, I was just mentioning about Mike Brown, right? About how clearly we're seeing that he was the consolation prize after letting go of Tibbs. They went after like 6 or 7 coaches that already had head coaching jobs, and Jason Kidd included, and they whiffed. They whiffed. So they got stuck holding the bag. Yeah. What you say? What you said, T?
No, I said Ime Udoka.
Udoka. Remember that? Oh man, like Houston was just gonna let. But yeah, story for another day. But they went after guys that were already in solid footing, and there was Jason Kidd was probably the closest guy that could have left, but Dallas wasn't gonna let him go. They figured out, and he got his extension there. But at the end of the day, we're finding out that Leon Rose, I think this might be his first mistake as a Knicks president. It might turn out that way. Now, obviously, the story isn't written yet. We still haven't gotten to the playoffs. Let's see if the team can turn it on. They have the talent to do it. But right now, it don't look good. It don't look good because the team looks like they're disinterested more than they did on the Tibbs. Got to be real about it. There's been far too many games this year. They just look disinterested for whatever the reasons are, whether they don't believe with the system that they're running or something with Cat. There's been a disconnect. It's obvious to everyone watching this team, but yet we don't see adjustments. We see a coach that's just like, figure it out, guys. I'm good. This is what we're doing. Figure it out, you know. And see, that's how you know, T, in my opinion, how a coach is this tier coach to this tier coach. Because this tier coach, he adjusts to the personnel he has and makes it work instead of making the personnel he has work with the system he's trying to run. It's not square pegs, round holes. He should have found a way to figure this thing out with Cat and his offense by now, and it has not done so. And that's on the coach, bro. That's on the coach. And ultimately, we've talked about this many times, bro. If they don't get to the finals this year, they have to hold Mike Brown accountable because I don't think Cat's going to want to stay here another year. He ain't going to stay here another year where he's not even like included in this team like that. So I think it's going to have to come down. If this doesn't work out, bro, it's going to be Cat or Mike Brown after the season. What do you think about that, bro?
Oh yeah, it's definitely especially, depending on where the season ends, how it ends, I should say. Depending on
that's where it's at.
You know, me personally, if they don't make it to the ECF, I think he's gone. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Like, he has to make it to the finals. I mean, I'll give him maybe the Eastern Conference Finals because that's where we left off last year. Okay, fine. But if they don't get past the first or second round, he is just as good as gone. Do you get what I mean? Like, he has to go. And to be honest with you, and I like Mike Brown. You get what I'm saying? But he's in an unfortunate and an unfair situation. He's coming into a situation where the coach, his predecessor, you know, he's been with them for, you know, how many years? He did 5 years. First season when he got here, he took them to the playoffs.
Changed the culture.
They missed the play. Yeah, he changed the culture here. So the first season, they made the playoffs with Tom Thibodeau. Second season he was here, they missed the playoffs. The next 2 seasons after that, they made it to the second round twice, right? And then the 5th season made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, right? So, you know, you have the same team. So I don't want to hear about, oh, you know, it's his first season. It's his first season as the coach. You know, you got to give him time. Like, no, this team is already set. This team played in the Eastern Conference Finals. They were 1 game away from playing in the finals. And to be honest with you, if it wasn't for that game one blunder, who knows what would have happened? We could have been in the finals. We could have been celebrating a championship. Could have. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, we don't know what could happen. But game 1 against the Pacers, like, changed everything. Like, all the momentum went in the Pacers' favor. In the Pacers' favor.
They never recovered.
You know? So, you know, they never recovered after that. So I just think, from Mike Brown's, you know, POV, he's definitely, like, you know, in an unfortunate situation. But this is what you signed up for. You know, you signed this, you know, this $1 million contract. You knew what type of team you were getting. You knew the success they had last year with the other with the other coach. Lights out for a second.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah. But he gotta it's like I said, either it's chip or bust. Like, that's just what it is. And if he can't fulfill that, then he has to go. I'll bring Tibbs back. Fuck it.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, he's got to go. If, like you said, if he doesn't get to the East, at least the Eastern Conference Finals, bro, the season's a failure. It's egg on the face of this front office. It's egg on the face of the ownership and on these players. And we can also make the case. We could not even also. We can make the case. And the fans as well. Who were so anti-Tibbs and wanted him out for the last 3 years, and ignored the winning. Hey, I understood why they got rid of him last year, but I also said, hey, you better have a fucking answer to this riddle. You can't just say, hey, we'll just get any Mojo and Schmo in here and then figure it out. No, because then the expectations go up here because there was really no reason to get rid of. They said philosophical indifferences between the front office and collaborative issues with Tibbs is their reason. So when you do something bold like that, when you get a coach that take you to their first Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years, the next guy, like you said, the pressure's almost unfair, but it is what it is. So you better get right back. So, I can argue it's like even if they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, he can still get fired with the way they lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. Like if they get swept and it's just non-competitive and just like boys amongst men, he's cooked. He's gone. That's it for him. So and there's really no excuse because at the end of the day, this team is better this year than last year's roster, in my opinion. Our bench is way better, bro. We got better talent on the bench this year. Everybody was like, "Oh, the bench is weak. The bench is weak. It's a downfall." Hey, Tibbs didn't use the bench, and they were worn out. The starters were worn out, and others. Well, guess what? These starters ain't worn out no more. They not. You can't say that excuse. Can't use that excuse no more. You can't use the bench ain't good. Can't use that no more. So what's next? You got to look at what you did. You got to look at the move you made to replace the guy that was dealing with all that. And if you can't get it just as far or farther, he got to go. Simple as that. But that's a story for down the road. You know, we still have a playoffs to play. But right now, this is not the time for this to be happening, bro. What do you think?
Nah, it's really not. I mean, this is what we're on a 3-game losing streak right now, right?
Yeah.
We're on a 3-game losing streak right now. We lost to We lost to OKC. I mean, lost to Houston. And you know, hopefully man, listen, we better win tomorrow against Memphis.
Yeah,
Twitter's going to be up in an uproar.
That's a must win tomorrow. You cannot lose that game. No, you can't. You lose that. If we lose that game tomorrow, I mean, it's the wheels could start to come off quick.
Didn't Mike Malone get fired right before the playoffs?
He did.
That should happen. That should happen last.
I think what was it, like a month before the playoffs, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I know.
There was two firings before the playoffs. It was Denver and it was Memphis last year. Remember Memphis?
Yeah.
Right.
Memphis,
going into the playoffs, they got rid of their coach.
Wow. But I don't see that happening. That would be like a big egg on their face.
No, they're not going to admit it. No, they're not.
So we got
they're going to give him a shot. They're going to definitely.
So I just hope for the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I just hope for the best with this team. You get, loss of words. It's like, yo, what's going on? Is something going on in that locker room? You know, like what Melo said, there's a disconnect.
Yeah.
It's, just mind-boggling how, at the beginning of the year, they was trying to figure things out, whatever, and things was working out. We won the NBA Cup, and then we went on that 2-9 stretch. And then, to be honest with you, since I think late January, we have one of the best records. So it's just like, okay, this is a roller coaster season. You get what I'm saying? It's going to be up and down. It's going to be peaks and valleys. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon. So we just got to wait and see. I just really hope that they get this together. There's no reason why Cat and Brunson don't have a better 2-man game. It was so much more evident last year.
Yeah,
they were clicking last year.
Yeah, we were talking about the issues we were talking about their issues together playing was for defense, not offense. I mean, it's like they're not even existing on offense. I don't know, man.
Yeah, so I don't.
That brings me to my next question, bro. Yeah. It's a playing game for sure. So that brings me to my next question. So with the lineup, with the issues with Cat and Brunson not doing well together, like opposed to last year, do the Knicks need a starting lineup change? I think everything at this point is on the table. You know what I mean? So what do you think about that? Do the Knicks need a starting lineup change? And who would it be if you do? Because right now, the current starting lineup, you got Cat at the 5. Okay. You got Cat at the 5, right? And then you got Bridges, OG, Hart, Brunson, of course. So it's like, what do? Do you really want to keep running that 5 out there? It's not working. So something's got to give. We all know the inconsistency of McCall. He's been an issue. Another non-existent game. He took 4 shots, 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Basically invisible out there. OG had a no-show tonight, but he's been playing well, but he just had an off game tonight. He had 8 points, another non-existent. So, and Josh Hart had an off game, but Josh Hart has been playing pretty well. Do you want to try a starting lineup change? Obviously, you could either insert Mitchell Robinson, you can insert Deuce, whoever, take your pick. Shaman when he comes back, it's all on the table. What do you think about that, T? Would you do a starting lineup change? And if you do think so, who would you insert and take out in this lineup right
now? My answer would be no. But if somebody put a gun to my head and be like, "Yo, you have to do it," I would definitely have to. I would put Mitch in for Mikal.
Me too.
Mikal would have to come off the bench because he has been playing. I mean, out of the starting five, he has been the least consistent. So yes, if I'm going to do that, then it would have to be. You can't do that to Hart, because Hart is pretty much like, the heart and soul. He's the Draymond of the team. Even though he has like his. Yeah, so you don't want to discipline him for that. It's not his fault. You know what I mean? He comes ready to play every night. Whether he shoots the ball, so he puts it all out on the floor. Not saying Mikal doesn't. Mikal, he plays as well, but his game has been inconsistent. All throughout the season. He had a couple of bright spots here and there. So if a gun to my head, if I had to pick, Mikal go to the bench, and Mitchell Robinson would be the starting center. So you put Mitch at the 5, Towns at the 4, OG at the 3, Hart at the 2, and of course Brunson. And then Bridges, will be like the your 6-man. He could be a 6-man coming off the bench. And he could be he could come in and he could do whatever, but we could also finish with him. So it's not like it wouldn't be a demotion. It'd definitely be a demotion, but we also would finish with him.
Right.
But I just think the starting 5, I don't know, man. Like, they really have to, like we've been saying, they just got to get it together. I don't want to make that move just yet and just like, yo, you want to have $150 million man coming off the bench?
Mm-hmm. I understand what you're saying, T. I feel that, T.
So
I look at it like this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I look at it like this, right? And I understand what you're saying. Like, you just paid Mikal the money you paid him. You don't want to really demote him, but I think we're just at this point of the season where we're gonna have to try to do something different and see if we can have a little bit better success and more of a chance. Now, I do think the starter lineup change is more matchup dependent. I think certain teams, having Mitch start is much a better option than going with Cat at the 5 and OG at the 4 and so forth, and Bridges. Mm-hmm. And I just think if you do this, Bridges is actually better off to have success coming off the bench than Josh Hart would be. I think Josh Hart is like the intangible player that you need in that lineup, that even if the shot ain't working, he does so many other things to keep things flowing. You know what I'm saying? Bridges has been so inconsistent this year that it's almost like he's invisible at times. So you forget he's on the floor, until he messes up, And I think maybe less pressure on him to contribute if he's than he would be in the starting lineup than the bench. Now, when you come off the bench, you could be the go-to scorer. You know what I'm saying? You could be the go-to scorer in most of those lineups. And now you just concentrate on doing your game, playing your game, adding points, doing those things. I just think he would fit better coming off the bench at this time than Josh Hart. T, I'm with you, but I think right now, I think it's on the table. I think we have to consider this right now. We're at the part of the season where we're at the part of the season right now where, hey, you know what? Let's try it. We still got 6 games left. If for a couple of games it don't work, then you can go back somewhere else. I just think we need to investigate these things because the playoffs are coming, bro, and we can't afford to, to keep doing the same thing. What do they say? The definition of insanity is repeating the same thing. The lineup just isn't working for whatever the reasons are. Maybe we get Mitch at the 5, gets that offensive rebounding going. You know what? It unlocks Cat. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe things get a little easy for him playing at the 4. What do you think about that, bro?
I mean, just to do it, like what, 6 games left to go. I mean, I don't think you should do it just yet. That's something that, it should be a conversation that should be had like in the off season and see what they're going to do going forward. But who knows if Mikal's even going to be here? But just to make that drastic, it's kind of like too late. What you can do is you could pull him out early, let him start, and then pull him out early, and then do it like that.
Yeah.
But like you said, like if you're going to do a lineup change, right? It's going to be matchup dependent, and then when it comes to the playoffs, it's all about. It's like I think if we're going to do something like that, right? You're going to have to. It has to be against a big team. You get what I mean? It has to be a big team like Cleveland. Like when we played Cleveland the last time, it was just like, okay,
Sixers,
let Josh Hart open.
Mm-hmm. Huh? Maybe the Sixers too. Maybe the Sixers if Embiid is healthy playing.
Nah. But who's their power forward? Their power forward is who's the Sixers power forward? Is it I mean, they got Paul George, they got Maxey. Is it Kelly Oubre? I gotta look at this starting lineup.
I thought it was George
because they got Jay, they got Max. Yeah, I gotta look at it again. But either way, they're not as big as Cleveland.
Right?
Cleveland got 2 7-footers in the lineup.
Yeah, you need Mitch in there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I think in a situation like that, depending on who we face, if we're facing the Cavs, being that they have a big front line, so yes, you want to put Mitch,
right,
in the starting lineup.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't think, I think that's where we disagree. Like, I know you want it right now. It's fine. I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
I just want to see. I'd rather experiment right now at this part right now of the season, because we've already done 70-something games with this lineup, right? That we currently have, and it's not where I just want to see it for a couple of games now, so we can make a determination before game 1 of the first round. That's really where my headspace is at. Like, I'm not like committed to it. Like, no, we got to stick with this lineup for the rest of the way, and let's see what happens. Like, I just want to see it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I just want to see how it looks, how the team responds if they try something different like that. That's all. And if it doesn't work, hey, then we go back to what we've been doing, but clearly something has to change, because it just isn't working. It's not, and it's frustrating. It's incredibly frustrating to watch, Cat not involved in the offense, and if Brunson isn't shooting, at his peak in games, it's like sometimes it's a struggle, because Mikal's inconsistent as fuck. He's inconsistent as fuck. OG is more consistent than Mikal, but he tends to have those games like we got tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, and Josh's jumper, which has been improved this year. I want to keep pointing that out to everybody. I think I come every week on this podcast, and I always say, hey, with that new shooting coach, he's really helped Josh Hart shoot at a career high percentage. But there's times that he's not going to have it, and that's fine. So it's like, if they would just get this cat riddle solved, bro, it would solve so many issues, and it's so pissing me off that Mike Brown continues to come out with the same freaking excuses all the time. And clearly you see there's a disconnect. When I saw Melo talking about that, I said, oh, yeah, it's over. I was like, it's too obvious, bro. It's just too obvious, man.
Way too obvious. I said, in the chat, remember, I said, yo, did y'all see the way Cat walked off?
Yeah, I saw that.
Walked off the court.
Yeah.
And the cameras is on him. I was just like, yo. Yeah. And I didn't think the telecast would talk about it, but then they talked about it, so, and I trust and believe, man, that's gonna be like all over social media.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. And it should. And maybe this is what we need to happen so that way we can start getting eyes on and getting that heat on Mike Brown, because I think kind of the media hasn't really gone at Mike Brown yet. You know, they haven't given him that heat yet. You know what I'm saying? Because I think they're kind of just waiting to see, what happens in the playoffs. But I don't want to wait to see what happens in the playoffs if the end result is going to be what we're feeling right now. I need that heat to get on him so he can make some kind of a movement here, because it's not working. But whatever the reasons there are, he still has not solved the riddle, and he still is continuing to ignore the fact that this New York Knicks team will not be winning championship without Karl Anthony Towns being a big focal part of this offense. And it's mind-boggling that we keep talking about this, and we're in what? Game 75 or whatever, and we're still talking about this. I mean, like, I don't know, T. It's something's got to give, man. Something's got to give, bro.
So one thing I'm going to be, a little objective and be a little bit, positive. Think about this time last year. Think about this time last year. Motherfuckers was going crazy. Knicks fans are going nuts.
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, we're not going to be, it was pretty much the same thing, and then look what happened. Things changed. Playoffs came. We played our asses off.
That's what we hope for right now.
So what we're hoping for right now, hopefully, you know what? When the playoffs come, things are just, that light bulb, that click, they just turn on that switch.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we're here now. Switch is turned. All right, it's time to go. And that may happen. It's a possibility that may happen. I mean, a lot of teams and a lot of players on teams. Yeah, they turn on that switch. They realize, okay, it's the playoffs now. Okay, you know what? Whatever happened during the regular season, now it's really go time. It's money time right now. This is where you get your pay. This is how you get your contract. This is how you get that multi-million-dollar contract that we all want. Yep. So they're gonna have to, pull it together. Come playoff time. They did it last year. I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna be totally honest. I didn't think we was going to beat the Celtics. I mean, I wanted us to beat the Celtics.
No, we both were talking about it. Remember, we went on that podcast with the Celtic fans, and we were saying, listen, our heart says we're going to win, but realistically, it's hard to say we will beat Boston the way we've played against them this year. And then look what happened. We everybody that was saying, oh, we're going to get blown. We're saying, no, we got a chance, but beating y'all 4 times, we need to. We're not sure we can do that, and they did it. So, like you said, we were. Our fan base was tripping. We still believe, but we weren't like, we were like definitive about it. We were saying, hey, we should be underdogs. I think what it is with this team, OT, is because of what we did last year and the fact that the nucleus is basically still here from last year. We still hold on to that. Hey, man, we can definitely go on a run. And that's what's frustrating us more, because we know the team is capable. And we're seeing them.
Yeah.
It just looks different at this time than it did last year. See, last year we knew, hey, Cat can do his thing with Brunson. We know we can score. It's a matter of, will we get the other guys to play up, and will our bench be good enough to hold it down in the Brunson Cat rest minutes? That was our whole thing last year. What do we do with the Brunson Cat rest minutes? Now it's, well, what do we do with Cat and Brunson playing together this year? Like that, this is not. It's a different feel, If we had them both clicking, I would say, hey, man, we're fine. Don't worry. But now it's just so far down the road in the season, it just can't be overlooked anymore. So it's go time. The Knicks need to go on a win streak right now and go into the playoffs feeling good about themselves, because right now it ain't looking good and feeling good. And you can see the body language on the players, especially Cat, bro. It's just too obvious, man. Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely too obvious. I'm looking at our standings right now, right? So I'm trying to my internet is like,
did Cleveland win? Did Cleveland play tonight?
Yeah, Cleveland played the Lakers. They playing them right now.
So okay, so yeah, that's a West Coast game. Yeah, so Lakers are up 4 right now in the second quarter. So 41-37.
Yeah,
so we need the Lakers to do us a favor tonight. I think Luka's back.
We definitely
right?
need the Lakers.
Luka's back. I think Luka came back for this game. Right?
I'm not sure because he had a 1-game suspension, right? Because of the tech.
Yeah. Oh, he is back. Yeah, he's back. He's cooking. He's got 14 already. So yeah, he's back.
Okay.
So let's see if the Lakers can do their thing tonight. But hey, that's going to wrap it up tonight, folks. That is going to wrap it up tonight. The next game will be at Memphis tomorrow night. I'm sorry, we're at the point of the season. We got to stop the bleeding on this winning streak, T. We got to on this losing streak, I should say, T. We got to stop the bleeding and get a win tomorrow, whatever way they can, and get back to figuring this thing out. And it's a must win. If we lose tomorrow, man, it's not gonna be real fun these next few days. It's just not. It's just not, because now it's like everyone's gonna be looking like, wait a minute now, like we're going on a losing streak for the playoffs. Like, it's funny. Man, this is how Eastern Conference is so tight. A week ago, I came on this podcast and we were discussing scenarios of getting the 2 seed because we had the tiebreaker against Boston. That's gone now. I'm not even thinking about that no more. I just want this team to start winning games and get some momentum heading into the playoffs. That's where my headspace is at with it, man. You know, we could revisit next week, but this is where my headspace is going forward for the rest of the way, man. And this Knicks team, they got to figure it out, and it starts tomorrow. They cannot lose that game tomorrow. Must win tomorrow. Must win, in my opinion, to get the morale back up. But, you know what? I also want to say one more thing before we sign off. And I know T is going to agree with me. Congrats to Amari Stoudemire, elected to the 2026 Hall of Fame class. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Yeah, once a Knick, always a Knick. Hey, I'm not expecting him to go in as a Knick. We'll see. But at the end of the day, well, you know how it is. They kind of go individual players, but they always identify the team that they want to be identified with. Melo chose the Knicks over Denver. So I probably would think Amari will probably pick Phoenix, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know, but once a Knick, always a Knick regardless. Shout out to Amari Stoudemire. He will always have a place in my heart as a Knick fan, because when LeBron said no, when Bosh said no, and Wade said no, and everybody else said no, he was the first one to say yes. We can break down the reasons. Whatever the reasons are, it is what it is. He said he wanted to be a Knick, and he started a pretty good run after the doldrums that the Garden and the Knicks were in for so long. He started things, and then Melo came in that same year when he was traded over. He was the first one to get here and made us attractive to other free agents, including Melo. So listen, his body betrayed him, but he'll always have a place in Knick Nation, man. Salute to Amari Stoudemire for his contributions as a Knick, and especially for making the Hall of Fame. Salute to Amari Stoudemire for sure. You got anything you want to say about that, about Amari's election?
I mean, to be honest, I was shocked. Is he second ballot or first ballot?
First.
Probably second ballot, right? It's first ballot, really?
I think it was first. Wait, you know what? Let me check that.
Really? Well, good for him, man. I'm glad.
Let me check that real quick. I'll tell you right now.
Because he retired.
Was Amari Stoudemire first ballot Hall of Famer? You know what?
I mean, either way, he's in a hole.
Oh, he says he is not considered a first ballot inductee. as he retired from the NBA in 2016. Okay, so he's not first ballot because of the year he retired, like you said. So.
I mean, right. I mean, either way, he's in the Hall of Fame. That says a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame.
I can always remember how exciting he was first out of high school, right?
Yeah, straight out of high school. Straight out of high school. Straight to this. Yeah. Yeah, straight out of high school into the NBA. He had like a phenomenal career with the Phoenix Suns. He went to the conference finals, I think maybe like once or twice.
Right.
Came to the Knicks. I mean, I really wish I really wish he was healthy, man.
Me too, man.
Fully healthy when him and Melo got there. Who knows what could have happened if you would have had a healthier Melo. And of course, Melo was always healthy. He really wanted to see. I don't think they spent they didn't play a lot of games together.
No, because Stoudemire was always hurt.
So hurt. But salute to Amari. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's glad that he's a Knick. To be honest with you, he's a Knick. Like once a Knick, always a Knick. So it's good to have some representation. Like what, he's in the Hall of Fame. He played for us. He's one of us.
Right.
So
always gonna be a Knick to me, man. Always gonna be a Knick to me, and I get it. I get it. He was a fantastic Phoenix Sun when he got in the league, and his career really took off when Steve Nash got there. He was always known for the acrobatic dunks and the high flying and just the energy he brought, the ferocity that he brought to the game. Hey, when he came here, I got a Stoudemire jersey. Within 2 weeks, he signed. I got a Stoudemire jersey because it really signified the Knicks finally coming back from the grave, bro.
Yeah.
What you said?
Yeah, he was like, when he put on his hat and his jersey, he was like, the Knicks are back.
Yeah, the Knicks are back. That's right. That was the famous quote, man, because it represented like finally the Knicks are back to being relevant again. And you felt it like, okay, now it's turning out. Now we're about to take off here. And we knew Melo was coming after that, but we just didn't know when. That was all it was about. And when those two guys formed together, you couldn't tell me that we were not going to win at least one NBA championship. It wasn't meant to be, but I will always appreciate those two guys becoming Knicks when no one wanted to be a Knick. Okay, and Amari was the first one. So, hey, salute to Amari Stoudemire once again, becoming a Hall of Famer, man. He deserves
both of them in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, absolutely.
And both of them in the Hall of Fame and back is Melo winning last year, and then now you got Amari, this year. So it's glad that we have representation from from some old Knick players that's going into the Hall of Fame, man. So salute to them, man, for real.
Hell yeah. Absolutely, man. Well, that's going to do it tonight, y'all. Hey, not a good night. Man. Not a good night, as you see, but the Knicks, they fall. They fall to the Rockets. It wasn't a pretty game. Hey, Knicks got to figure out some shit, man. They got to get their shit together, man. Bottom line. They got to get their shit together and get back on a roll before the playoffs start. We got, 6 games left? Hey, it's all about seeding at this point, but it's also about playing at your best, getting confidence, getting everything right, full steam ahead for the second season of the season. So let's hope with this time left, the Knicks figure that out. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak. Tomorrow's another day to rewrite it. And I would expect a big effort tomorrow night in Memphis. And I would not expect anything less than that. So, hey, Knicks Nation, chin up, y'all. We just got to hold it together. Playoffs are starting soon. Let's see how long it takes for us to figure this out. But definitely had to talk about some concerns tonight. And, hey, let's hope for the best and see where it goes from there. So that's going to do it. Shout out to Knick Nation out there for joining the show, passing through. Shout out to my guy T, my fellow bro, OG Knick fan bro as well. Always coming through, showing love. And for those that are new to the channel, I ask one thing out of you. Not a lot of ask, but I'm going to ask anyway. Hit that subscribe button to Born for Sports because, folks, I talk all sports. As you can see, big time Nick fan, we on the road to the playoffs. We got another 6 games left. Hey, it's getting late early, y'all. We pretty soon that playoff coverage is coming, and every game gonna matter double that. So keep it locked, Knick Nation, for that Knick content you seek. I talk New York Giants football. And hey, entering April, you could say we're about 30 minutes away from April 1st, which means it's draft month, y'all. That's right. The NFL draft is coming in 24 days, 23 days from now. Hey, who are the Giants going to pick with the 5th overall pick? Harbaugh throwing out some little breadcrumbs here and there. The media and fans are just eating it all up. Folks, anything can happen on draft night. The Giants can pick with any 4 of those top prospects available. So I wouldn't be making no declarations out there who they know for sure they're going to pick. We're just going to have to wait and see. Keep it locked, New York Giant Nation, for that Giant content coming soon. I talk about the Mets. They took a L tonight. Looks like they got shut out. But an encouraging sign was that Kodai Senga pitched very well tonight in his first start. So if we can get that often, which we know we're capable of, we're going to be fine. That brittle dude just needs to stay healthy. That's all this is. Just keep that guy healthy. But the Mets, they're off to a 3-2 start. Hey, not bad for the beginning of the season. Keep it locked, Met Nation. Hey, that baseball content, baseball is back, and we are going to be covering that soon as well. I talk about it all, y'all. I talk about the Yankees. I talk about the Jets. I even talk about the bum Brooklyn Nets. I talk about whatever you want to talk about in the world of sports, especially New York sports. Salute to my guy T and New Knick Nation. Like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go Knicks.